The universe is very big and contains quite a lot of stars and planets and other assorted bits and bobs. Some of those planets are probably able to support life, much like Earth. All this presents the opportunity for nerds on the internet like myself to speculate about what those planets, stars, bits and bobs, and life are like. While some people who do this are generally quite smart and know what they're talking about, my grasp on this kind of stuff is kind of limited and sometimes informed purely by Wikipedia articles and just pure guesswork, if I'm honest. While I try and make everything at least kind of realistic, I'm not going to guarantee that everything you see here is how stuff would work in real life. So don't yell at me when, I don't know, the base concepts for entire things is about as wrong as you can get. With that encouraging disclaimer out of the way, let me introduce you to the star system of Almer. The Almer system is composed of 3 major bodies, not including any dwarf planets. Almer, the star from which the system gets its name, Almer A, a life-bearing planet slightly larger than Mars, and the final member of this system is Almer B, a gas giant slightly larger than Jupiter with multiple satellites. Almer, the star, is a red dwarf that is located on the Carneus Sagittarius arm of the Milky Way galaxy. We're right here for reference. Fake red dwarf stars like Almer and real red dwarf stars like Proxima Centauri and Barnard's star are apparently very common in the Milky Way, or at the very least around our Sun. Red dwarfs are smaller than our own star, with a much lower mass. This means that they have lower temperatures and emit much lower light levels. This has ramifications with regards to which planets around the star life could form on, and a lot of these will be covered in an episode about Almer A specifically. Almer, like many red dwarf stars, is a flare star, meaning that every now and again it emits gigantic and dangerous flares, making it even harder for life to form around it, and making this whole exercise just even more improbable. For the sake of simplicity, I've not really gone into too much detail about how the planets orbit around Almer. Almer B, however, is large enough to influence the system, like the relationship between the Earth and the Moon, and even Jupiter and the Sun. The common centre of mass in the Almer B system isn't the star itself, but a point called the barycenter, which the 2 bodies orbit around. This doesn't really affect anything, and I didn't even draw it in this diagram. Importantly, in this diagram, the planets and orbits are not drawn to scale, just in case you couldn't tell. So yeah, that concludes part 1 of this series. It's only a short little part as an introduction, but I don't know, things probably will start to go on a bit longer when there's more stuff to talk about. Like in the next episode where I talk about Almer B, the cold and lifeless gas giant, and its cold and lifeless moons. So yeah, enjoy.